Hey, good morning everybody. This is Juan with SOAZ, and I have some sad news. We lost a ladybug to a Sasquatch incident, and well, unfortunately, because he's now deceased, we don't have use of his shop anymore. So we're gonna have to use my garage. Kind of sucks, but he will be missed. Selfish bastard. Anyway, we're gonna do a little install today. So a lot of people are going to these Chinese diesel heaters as opposed to using like a buddy heater that's propane powered. So I'm going to attempt to install this bad boy in the bat with a little help from one of our members, Waka. Should be here in a few minutes, hopefully. I know it looks kind of weird because the trailer is opened up, but usually the couch, which is over there now, would go here. I removed it to make this easier. So the idea is we're going to try and install it under this couch, maybe in here. I'm not sure yet. We'll take a better look at it once Walker gets here, and have the vent going out that way into the body of the camper when it's opened up. So this is basically what you get. This is the actual heater itself, which is powered by diesel. So I got some diesel fuel right there. Open it up so you can just kind of see what it looks like in there. And basically it's just a heater body. There's some coils in there that heat up with diesel fuel. This pulls the air through and then goes over the coils, makes it hot, blows out the other side. Got a bunch of parts in here. Here's the LCD control panel. I believe this is the exhaust piping. This is a little fuel pump, which makes a knocking noise according to all the other videos I've seen. So I'm going to try and put it somewhere I don't have to hear it. We'll see how that works out. Little muffler, hose clamps, etc. Got some ducting here. Oh yeah, and this comes with a little remote control too, which I think is pretty cool. So you can actually control it without getting out of bed on those cold nights. I assume this goes in the fuel tank so it can get the fuel out of there. Wiring harnesses, some more ducting stuff, fuel line, and I'm assuming this plate matches up with the air and exhaust lines on the bottom of this. So we should have all our parts here, hopefully. And we're going to head and install this thing. Okay, everybody, it's many hours later. It was a little bit harder than, ouch, I stepped on a metal shard. It's a little bit harder than we anticipated with this particular Jeep trailer. Every trailer is going to be different, but it is in. And I'm not 100% done, but it is in here and it's working now. We decided to, and I haven't secured all these wires yet, but they're just sitting in there. It's pretty easy. The wires are all plug and play. You have the plug-in to the actual unit, and then you'll have a plug-in for your controller, your control unit, which I'll show you in a second, and then another plug-in for your fuel pump, which is right here. And then you have a fuel filter. So the basic setup is, on the bottom of this unit you have 3 hookups, one for your fuel, one for your exhaust, and one for your air intake. The air comes in through this side, and then as it flows through is heated up inside the unit itself, which is fueled by the diesel, and then it blows out the other side. Actually, let me go around here. So here is the exhaust, or where the hot air comes into the camper. And if you don't have a lot of room like I do, the couch is actually going to go on top of here. There's a couch. You might have to take another one of these vents like this and duct it maybe over here so that you have fresh air coming in, but I'm pretty sure I have enough room in there, and the couch has all kinds of air around it, so I'm pretty sure it'll be able to get enough air going into it. I'm not going to have to do that, but I have all the stuff that came with the kit. If I decide to, I can go ahead and put a duct over here and drill another 3-inch hole. By the way, 3 inches is the diameter you need for this duct, and just put another air intake here. And here is the control unit, and if you can see that, my battery is sitting at 12.2 volts right now, so that's cool. That's my 12 volt deep cycle battery is sitting at 12.2, so that's not bad. And we'll fire this thing up here in a minute. I'll just go ahead and show you. So it comes with this tank, and there's hardware inside, if you can hear it rattling, where you actually drill a hole in the bottom of this tank and hook your fuel line, which is this green line here, up to it. Now what I did, also the kit came with a metal fuel thing right there. If you see, I drilled a hole in that jerry can and put that in there, so that's the way I have it hooked up now. So I'm not 100% sure before I leave for Anza if I'm going to mount this plastic tank here. It just has 3 holes in it, and I can mount it there. It's a 10-liter tank, and then I can just hook that line up into it. Or if I'm gonna use that front runner mount right there and just mount the jerry can right here, or I might just mount the jerry can on my fender, which I already have a mount for it there, and when I get to camp just take it off and set it out off to the side like that. I don't know yet. I'm gonna figure that out later, but I want to show you guys this thing fired up. Alright, so this thing, when you first set it up, you have to prime it, and it's in the instructions how to do that. You push some buttons on here. I believe it's the power and the down button at the same time. Then you release the power button first, and then it'll bring up a menu. You push, I think it's the OK button, and then it'll start priming this fuel pump. You'll hear it start clicking, and then you'll see fuel start to come in. Once that fuel starts going in there, you can stop it and then just turn the unit on, and it should fire up. I'm not sure what that beep was. Anyway. So there's two ways to turn it on. Mine came with a remote like this. So mine is already set up. The one way is you just hold the power button on and it turns on. The other way is, since I'm already set up, I just hit the on button on my remote control. And if you can see, it's already got air coming out of it. And you have these little symbols on here. That red symbol means that the glow plug is warming up. And then you see the little spinning fan. That means the fan is obviously it's spinning. And this will start to build up as it gets going. It takes a couple minutes for it to get going. So I'll come back in a second, just once it's fired up. Alright, so this is the fuel pump. You can hear it clicking. That means that, if you can, I don't know if you can actually see that. You probably can. It's squirting fuel out. Oh yeah, you can see it. So now that is squirting fuel that's coming from the tank through this filter into the pump, down underneath the trailer, and into the heater unit, which is right now getting ready to crank up like a jet engine. Now you can't see anymore, and I will put a picture up on this video of how we did this, but, and I'm not completely finished. We kind of cut this hole, eyeballing it. I'll fix that later and make it a little bit bigger. But the exhaust comes out and is hooked up to this little muffler, and then there's an intake air line that comes off the bottom of the unit as well, which is underneath this skid plate. We had to drop this skid plate on my trailer, which I found out is actually metal. I thought it was aluminum, but it is in fact metal. So the air intake is in there. I'll show you a picture right about now. And that picture showed that how we routed the exhaust and air inlet line with the filter on it. This thing's getting louder. The heater's spinning up. This thing's pumping faster. It's kind of cool how it gets going. It reminds me of how a jet engine works. They used to actually work on those. Now this thing is already getting pretty hot. As you can see, these are still going, but once it's up and going, it's going to be lit up all the way to here. You can see the red just lit up as I said that, so it's getting there. Now you can also look through here while it's up and running, it's starting to go. We're at 20 degrees Celsius. Unfortunately, you can't change the Fahrenheit, so I'm going to have to learn that. Right now I'm at 2.1 hertz, so this is my setting of how hot I wanted to actually turn it up all the way to 5.4, which means it'll get even hotter than it is right now, which might not be too smart because my face is right in here. As you go through these settings, we can see that the battery went from 12 to 11.4, and it'll calm down once this thing is up and running. Now the cool thing about this is I can turn this thing on, get it going. Imagine if the tent was all set up, that my bed is right there. I think I'm gonna just hang this right here. I can reach over and turn this off, and because it'll get hot in here, I guarantee it. Turn it off, and then if I get cold in the middle of the night, I can just reach over, hit the on button, let it warm the trailer up, and then turn it back off. Maybe turn it back on in the morning when I get up to go get ready for the day, and so I can get dressed in some warm weather outside of my sleeping bag. So that's it, guys. It's pretty much it in a nutshell. I filmed as much as I could while I was setting it up. I was kind of busy, but it's pretty easy to do. You literally hook it up to a 12-volt source. We hooked it up to this that always has power. We hooked the ground. Once your wires are hooked up, you literally just plug every component into it. You mount your fuel filter at a 30 to 15 degree angle, and you place your fuel filter on there. They recommend having at least a 6-foot length on the hose for some reason. The guy who helped me install this said he tried making it shorter on a couple other units and it literally did not want to work right. So I recommend just keeping it, even if you coil the hose up, keep it at the length that it's at already when you buy it new. I'm probably going to end up moving mine over there and putting a hole through to the jerry can, so I don't have fuel lines hanging out the back of the trailer. There you have it. This thing cost me about $140, and as you can see, it's full blast right now and it's sipping fuel. So I'm pretty sure a 5-gallon jerry can is going to last a long time with this heater. And once it gets going, I don't think it draws that much power. Guys, hopefully you're enjoying our videos. If you are, go ahead and subscribe to our channel. I'd really appreciate it. Check us out on Instagram at SOAZOFF. And if you have any questions for me, put them in the comment section. I'll try and answer them. And I'll drop a link in there as well to Amazon where I purchased this from. See you guys out there.